If you're playing Football Manager 26 and you're looking for an elite winger Wonderkid who has the potential to go on to be a full international and a player that might fly under the radar in most people's Football Manager 26 saves, Mathis Albert might just be the player for you. Before I show you why you should be breaking the bank for the young American player, please don't forget to like today's video and subscribe to the channel. Right then, let's jump into the video and show you why Mathis Albert could be a must-sign Wonderkid in FM26. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mathis Albert. At the start of your brand new Football Manager 26 saves, he will be a member of Dortmund's under-19s team. In the real world, he's just jetted off to the under-17s World Cup, where he is representing the United States, and upon his return, there are plans in place to promote him to Dortmund's under-23s, all with an eye on him becoming part of the USMNT for the 2026 World Cup. At the start of brand new saves, he's just 16 years old, part of that Dortmund Youth Academy, and is valued at £2.3 to £6.8 million. The player is a player who likes to dominate in attacking areas, and as you can see, predominantly cuts in from the left wing, which is his strongest position. He can also play through the centre of the park and play on the right wing too. At the start of the game, he is described as having a very strong right foot and a weak left foot, so there is definitely something to develop there. In terms of his attributes, he's set up nicely to develop as a Wonderkid. In the physicals, he has standouts of acceleration, agility, natural fitness and pace. In the mentals, there is big gains to be had, but he starts the game with 16 for flair and 12 for determination. And in the technicals, it is dribbling, first touch, long shots, passing and technique that are all stand out. So what I'm going to do is use Football Manager 26 to see what happens across the first 10 years of his career. Can Mathis Albert really develop into an elite Wonderkid? Okay, then we have made the first jump forward. We are now 5 years into the future, meaning it is 2030. Mathis Albert is 21 years old and he no longer plays for Borussia Dortmund. He has made the switch to Benfica, where he is now a senior player valued at £24 to £73 million. Let's take a look at how he ended up at Benfica. So at the start of the game, he would not get any game time at all for Dortmund's first team. But what would happen was he would take a loan to Arminia Bielefeld, where he would play 32 times in the Bundesliga 2, gaining a 7.43 average rating. That then prompted Augsburg to pay £23.5 million to the player, where he played in the Bundesliga campaign, where sadly they were relegated. He then played in the 2 Bundesliga, where he played 18 times, scoring 4 goals, 3 assists and 10 Player of the Match awards for a 7.92 average rated season. That then prompted Benfica to splash the cash, £21.5 million for him, and then he goes to Liga Portugal, where unfortunately his progress seems to have stalled. He played 3 times for the first team before playing for the B team once, and then in the 29-30 season he's only made 6 appearances with 1 goal and a 7.25 average rated season. So a little bit disappointing to see his progress stifled at the end of that chain, but I think the wheels are in motion to develop the player, because when we go back and look at the attributes now, you can see he has development everywhere. In terms of physicals, acceleration, agility, natural fitness, pace all stand out. In the mentals, he has developed brilliantly with flair of 17, determination of 15, anticipation, composure, decisions, off the ball, vision and work rate have all taken steps forward too. And in terms of the technicals, it's the dribbling standing out at 16 with first touch, long shots, passing and technique. In the first 5 years of his career, he has taken some big steps forward. The big question is now, what happens next for Mathis Albert? And the answer to that question is another move. We've now jumped 10 years into the future. It's 2035. Mathis Albert is 26 years old, and we find him playing for West Ham in the Premier League. At this point, he has made 35 appearances for the USMNT and is valued in game at £13.5 to £40 million. So let's take a look at how his career path has ended up at West Ham. So we know he had that move to Benfica, and unfortunately that is kind of where his career has stalled. In the 31-32 season, he would play 7 times for Benfica, 32-33 6 times, 33-34 7 times. So unfortunately, not a lot of first team action for Benfica. He would flip between the B team and the senior team. That would lead to him moving on a free transfer to West Ham, initially in the Championship, where he played 15 times, scoring 1 goal and having a 6.87 average rating. He would help them get promoted to the Premier League. Now, it's a little bit disappointing to see his game time has been stifled, because I do think that it has helped hold him back almost in terms of his development. When we go and look at the attributes, you can see that he has still developed into that Wonderkid that we wanted, but there could have been so much more. In terms of the attributes now, 15 for acceleration, 16 for agility, 16 natural fitness, and 16 pace. So he's still going to be a defender's nightmare. Moving into the mentals, it's still the 17 for flair, 15 determination, and he scores highly in anticipation, composure, decisions, off the ball, vision, and work rate. Then across the technicals, we have that 15 for dribbling, 13 for first touch, 14 for technique, and he scores highly for his crossing and his long shots. So a little bit disappointing to see that the development hasn't gone to that next level, but he still is only 26 years old, and now he has broken into West Ham's first team. Hopefully he holds down a place. We can see a bit more development if he were to continue on with his career past the 10-year point. Speaking of career, let's look in that tab. So he's a well-known name for football fans across North America and Europe. That means that at the age of 26, he has made 35 appearances for the USA. His media description is a winger, and he's a reputation a 3.5-star player. It says career stats, 9 goals in 75 matches, and he has 2 honours and 7 awards. So that is 10 years across the career of Mathis Albert. I think there is more development to come. Certainly with a human player, I think putting him in the first team and getting him that first team experience will drag the more development that you would expect out of him. But unfortunately, with the AI managers, they haven't seen it fit to put him in the first teams. Maybe that's held him back just a little bit. So there we go then. That was a look at the first 10 years of Mathis Albert's career, according to Football Manager 26. Now, I have to admit, I'm a little bit disappointed with how his career turned out. Considering all the hype around the player in real life, I think he has a realistic shot to go on and not only become part of the US MNT, but also an elite Wonderkid in world football too. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of Mathis Albert's development in Football Manager 26. If you haven't already liked the video, please go and do so, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel.